Welcome to Power Your Story podcast, produced by high school students in Chicago with the support of After School Matters and the creative Impostor Studios. My name is Alex. On this episode, we are talking about trying to fit in. Thanks for joining us. Enjoy the show. I created this episode because I always had a hard time trying to fit in school and like high school, middle school, elementary school. Because I went to a predominantly black school, so a lot of kids were always darker than me, and I stood out very easily because I'm very light-skinned compared to all the other kids I went to school with. But yeah, like even if we had the classroom pictures, I always stood out. Most of the kids didn't get along with me because they never believed I was black or mixed because of my skin complexion. And it was just very always irritating having to prove or like getting arguments every day on what my ethnicity/race is. I've never really understood why it was so important to people because my family is very mixed and biracial. So for me, when I started going to school, I saw what my family looks like. But then people saw me and was like, yeah, I don't see it. Like how I recently locked my hair, people said I was going to look like how white people have their hair locked, which I don't. I look like a normal person. But I've never really, even till this day, I don't understand people's fixation on skin complexions or not believing someone is mixed because of their skin complexion. It would make me feel honestly irritated when people say stuff like that because then they would see my parents and be like, oh. And I'd be like, yeah, because compared to my mom and dad, they look more black than I am. So when they would see my parents or any of my family members, they'll be like, oh, and then they'll stop. But it's like the fact that I have to prove myself to y'all, which I never actually wanted to do half the time. It's just that we end up seeing my family members. But having to prove myself to them was always quite irritating, especially since I always had to fight to claim my own ethnicity. I describe my ethnicity most of the time as being black, but like if it's on a paper, I do black and white since those are my main ethnicities, although I'm mixed with multiple different races. I normally would just stick to black and white, but as soon as the kids see if I click the black, they're having a fit because they refuse to believe I am. In elementary school, I used to get my hair straightened a lot because my hair used to be very long. So then when they see my hair straightened, they would swear up and down I was a white girl because I had straight hair. And then they would see it in its natural state and be like, never mind. It's like, why? Because my natural hair, I'm very tender-headed, and like I said, I have mixed people hair. So my hair was always most of the time matted, and my mom didn't like dealing with it. I didn't like dealing with it. I barely knew how to deal with it. Because me and my mom have two separate hair textures. So I used to wear it in like a poofy bun a lot, and one time I had my hair straightened, and a girl pulled it thinking it was a wig since I always had the bun previously. So she had pulled my hair, and I looked behind me fast, and obviously, like, reaction and whipped around, like, what was that for? And she's like, oh, I thought it was a wig since you're always wearing the bun. Another time, I had just got my hair straightened for my birthday, and a girl poured water on my hair to see how it would react, and she saw it curled up like mixed people hair do. And then she was surprised. I'm like, I'm telling y'all I am mixed. I don't know why y'all keep trying to debunk it. In elementary school, I never really tried to talk to anyone because, interesting fact, I had two colors teachers. One in like the 4th or 5th grade, she was very colorist towards me. She didn't like me because she was quite dark compared to how light I was. So she didn't like me. She was my math teacher. And then I had another math teacher in the 7th grade who also did not like me because she was colorist. So when it came to elementary school, I didn't talk to anyone because most of my teachers didn't even like me. Now, when it came to high school, I mostly talked to the counselors when the kids would irritate me. I'll just simply ask the teachers, can I leave the room? And they would let me go to the counselors, and I would vent to the counselors because they were all different races, so they understood my frustration. I used to even get in arguments in group chats about what race I am, and it would be on for like hours at a time, and it would just be like, why can't y'all just accept that not all black people are the same skin complexion? Like, they thought if you didn't have any melanin in your skin or, like, if you were caramel or darker than that, you weren't black. No, there are very light-skinned black people in the world. I mostly say to myself, but I do have friends. They're all different races. One is dark-skinned, one is light, and then one is Hispanic, and then me. The one that's light-skinned is always trying to make jokes about calling me light-skinned when she's only one shade darker than me. Exactly one shade, so I always crack on her for that. But otherwise, I fit in with them because they honestly don't care about race, or that's not their main focus most of the time. Because they believe just by looking at me that I am very much black/mixed. For them, well, for all of us, because it's only like 4 to 5 of us, depending on when the fifth person wants to act, right? But for us, it's how you treat us, how you communicate with us, and how you, like, if you don't talk behind our backs and be messy/shady. Like, for us, race never mattered. We focus on things that normal people do in friendships. I can't say the same for most of the kids I go to school with, because, but yeah, those are always our focuses. That's why I'm friends with them compared to everyone else I go to school with. I'm hoping when I go to college that I finally get to just relax and be the ethnicity/person that I am, because mostly elementary school, I was always the oddball out as well, from being a bookworm as well. But the thing I've noticed compared to, like, especially high school students, they don't be caring about that. They're trying to graduate. I finally get peace. And I'm hoping when I go to college that I finally get to just relax and not have to argue almost every day about what ethnicity/race I am and how my genetics worked in my family and why I'm as light as I am. Going through all of this for so many years, honestly, as I get older, I honestly thought people would see me the same way as they did in elementary school, which is look at me and think I'm a white girl walking. But then I got to high school and started dating and realized, no, that was just the kids in elementary school. Like, I deal with it in school, but I started to meet new people that were like, yeah, I realized you were mixed or/black as soon as I met you. I was like, oh, I just assumed everybody thought I looked white. Obviously, there's nothing wrong with being white, but I just honestly thought when people saw me, that's the first thing they thought. But as I got older, I realized, nope, that's not what everyone sees. They see a mixed girl. What I hope people get out of listening to the story is knowing, like, because I know a couple people who have to deal with the same issue as me, realize that they're not alone and that people have dealt with the same issues and relate to them more than they think, because some people think when they're going through this that they're alone and no one else has to deal with it, but in reality, they're not. My advice to people who is trying to fit in would be to ignore the haters or people that are always bad mouthing/making comments and try to find your own people. Like, I've been friends with the same girl since the 3rd grade, since she was the only girl who understood me in 3rd grade. The last thing I want to say was, you won't always struggle in life and things will get better as you get older. Thank you to Ms. Klunder. I'm Alex. Power Your Story podcast is produced by Chicago high school students at Creative Impostor Studios with production support from After School Matters. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Power Your Story Podcast. Visit our website at poweryourstorypodcast.com. Thank you for listening. See you next time and be safe. Alex out.